and welcome to another Sydney City Space Slugs XTC stream. We have a very exciting match here between the Australian captain Akhter and one of Malta's best, Andrew Ciarlo, and it's shaping up to be a swarm on swarm battle, and it's going to be, I think, a very interesting tussle between the two. I have with me in the commentary box the wonderful Suresh. Suresh, how are you doing?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I am so good. Super ready for this. Local time here is about 10 p.m. I forgot to ask Andrew what the local time was for Malta. So any Maltese in the chat, please drop us in the time that you guys have at the moment. Suresh, would you like to take us through Akhter Khan's fun little scum swarm list?
I know we're to round 5, but am I the first person to say this one's fully sick, bro? Can I say that? I just did.
Yes.
Because we have 7 cartel spaces, 7 initiative 1, M3A 6. We have 1, 2, 3 with tractor beams, and 1, 2, 3, 4 with auto blasters. That's the end. Akhter, it's filthy.
Very, very filthy. On Andrew's side, we have the Malorus Swarm. It is all Epsilon Squadron cadets. They're all the I-1 TIFOs. And carrying alongside them is Commander Malorus, or Malaris. I say Malorus. I'm going to be saying Malorus throughout the whole match. If that's wrong, I don't know. I don't know where Malorus is from. But Malorus has Fanatical and Targeting Computer, which basically means as soon as you pop Malorus's shields, his gun becomes just that little bit better. The what the matchup I think here is going to come down to is whose advantage is going to win out here, because both squads have their own sort of advantage. I think Malorus has the consistency on dice, on attack dice with the rerolls, whereas Akhter doesn't have to keep his swarm huddled together to try and gain their benefit. There is obviously the auto blaster cannon, and the tractor beam will be a good swing for spike damage for Akhter. But I think it's pretty much just going to come down to who can leverage their advantage a little bit better. Suresh, what are your thoughts?
Interestingly here, Akhter's taken the first player, so he's already set up his entire list, as you'll see, with a block of 4 in the middle and a block of 3 down the bottom there. I do like Akhter playing for the block, and what?
I forgot to press the button. Here I was saying to Suresh just before, I've gotten so good at this now. And I haven't. I still have not gotten good at this. There we go. There is the board, everyone. There now you can see.
Hey, Ben Doyle just told me to see myself out, so thanks, Ben. So as I was saying, Akhter is the first player, so he's already set up his entire squad here. He's got that group of 4 in the middle, and just looking at those colours there, what has he got at the front? Auto blaster, tractor, and then tractor auto blaster at the back as well. So a bit of a mixy blob, as I would like to call it. In the middle there, that's the 4 ship, and then you've got his 3 flankers, and you see just Andrew start to place his ships now. He's totally ignore that flanking group of 3. It looks like he's going to try and bring his way to fight a bear on the 4. I do like Akhter's squad, although the way the first players sort of fallen with the maneuverability of these FOs and the way that Malorus is going to work, I think Andrew's going to have a lot of good value out of that extra die, or that was it the reroll? Sorry.
Yeah, it's actually, let's bring it up because
reroll with a strain.
So let's bring that up on the screen there for everyone. So while a friendly ship at range 0 to 2 performs a primary attack, if it has 1 or more blank results, that ship must gain a strain to re-roll 1 blank result if able. So what that essentially means is very consistent attack dice for any ship at range 0 to 2. That includes a Malorus as well. So I am interested. I haven't really looked too hard into the Malorus Swarm, but is there a reason why you think Andrew's brought Targeting Computer?
I just like the consistency. I haven't flown it myself either, but having flown some of the other shuttles, you get this really nice gun, and if you can't lock with it, because if it gets ignored, you sort of you kind of just feel like all out in your lonesome when you throw the dice and you roll a bunch of blanks. So I don't mind the targeting computer just for that extra consistency, just to be able to mitigate the really bad roll the same way that Malorus himself is doing for the rest of the squad.
But he does affect himself as well, does he not? He does affect himself.
Oh, he does.
Yeah. That's why I'm just... I don't know. Obviously, Andrew knows, and we can ask him that question. We may not have to ask him that question once the game finishes, because we will get both of the players in for a quick chat post-game. I'm just going to let them know that they are good to go.
And Nobby wants to know which list is more filthy. Look, Akhter just adds +5 filth points to everything he flies, so I'm going to run with Akhter. And we're just about good to go here. All dials are set. We'll see whether Akhter can bring in his group of 3 cartel spaces down there at the bottom into the fight soon enough. He's got a pretty nice big channel there. So I think he might be looking to bring them up into the middle as fast as he can. With what we've got here is Malorus shaping to just sit in behind these Epsilon Squadron cadets.
Yeah, definitely. I think this rock placement benefits Akhter. Akhter's going to want to try and pull Malorus and the swarm in towards those 2 rocks that have been placed center north. Timer is about to kick off. Yep. Timer is started.
And we're live.
And I pressed the timer on time. Look at that. Yeah, I think Akhter is going to need to... Oh, there we go. He doesn't... Yeah. He just flips them all and moves them all. And he's using the middle spaces as bait to try and pull the entire swarm in through those rocks, because they do look a little out of position, and if he had sent them in for the attack, then I think that's a bad engagement for Akhter. He needs to get... Both players need to get all their ships engaged in the same engagement at the same target, or at least 2 targets. Right, so Metal Malta, who I assume is from Malta, has said he does affect himself, but he wants it so that he doesn't strain Malorus when shooting, because obviously Malorus is the linchpin of the entire squad, so that makes perfect sense. Thank you for chiming in on that, because that does make sense. I keep forgetting about the strain component of the entire thing.
Yeah, he's got a lot less of an option there to clear that than these TIE FOs do with their interceptor-like dials.
Draco AU in the chat has said the errata is not enforced for the group stage of the event. If you can remind us what that errata was, that would be really great. Not because I've forgotten, but just because I know that you would type it up so much better than I could speak it. So I like what Andrew's going for here. He's probably going for he can't really come through those rocks, and you really can't engage at those rocks either. What do you think he's planning here, Suresh?
I actually think he's going to keep turning in on the right-hand side, as you see them there, of those 2 big asteroids in the center, and see if he can actually get Akhter to try and force his way through those asteroids himself. Akhter is at a little bit of not a disadvantage. He's just got to take these first few rounds to block up his formation, whereas Andrew has pretty much started the way he wants to start. So Andrew's job here is just not to get himself jammed up against those rocks too fast. Akhter's job here is really to block himself up as fast as he can so that he can actually look to start picking his first engagement.
Now, I've seen Akhter do something similar with this exact squad before. I actually watched it on the Gundarks stream. Shout out to the Gundarks. And I foresee some 5Ks from that middle section of Skix. Not necessarily saying I'm not going to 100% commit to say that's what he's doing, but I can foresee that because Akhter's trying to delay the engagement to force those FOs to come towards the rock, and then that 5k will also give time for this smaller squadron at the south of the board to come around that rock there. Um, what do you foresee Akhter doing there, Suresh?
Either the 5k or another one turn, and put himself in that sort of that lower channel in between that rock that's dominating the center of the board and these two debris fields there in the lower right hand corner. So he's got an option, and all he has to do is just bank the lower three around, and that'll start to block up his formation nicely. I still like the positioning that Andrew has, although I think I'm just eyeballing it here. I think that red lead FO that just doesn't, just a little bit awkwardly placed next to that top asteroid. In the perfect world, Andrew would be able to say two bank, and that really forces Akhter to make a hard choice as to what Andrew's doing. I don't like the two bank to the right though, because I think that the key here for both players is who actually gets the better of the first 1 to 2 engagements.
Absolutely, and I think the onus is on Andrew to keep that swarm together. Akhter needs to get his ships engaging at the same time, but he doesn't necessarily need to keep them in a block formation. A block formation helps control the swarm a little bit better, point the arcs at the right target, and also allows him to benefit from the tractor beams and the multiple auto blasters. But the onus is on Andrew to get through these obstacles here and keep Malorus at range 0 to 2 of each ship. Now that's not impossible to do, but he's got a very tight formation here, a block formation, I guess you could call it, with these FOs. Is he going to have to break that up to get through these, to get through the obstacles? I think he's going to have to, and he's just going to have to figure out the best way to do that. And I agree. There's a world where he could two bank the yellow, blue, and red in one direction, and two bank the green, pink, and brown in the other, and then have sort of Malorus come in behind.
There's the 5Ks. Akhter's just flipped all his dials.
My hands are in the air because I called it, because I've seen him do this before, and that's why you should always go and study your opponent's past games, because if Andrew had gone and studied it, Akhter has done this exact opening, I presume probably a couple of times.
Once or twice. Probably once or twice this afternoon, let alone... Oh, he's turned to the right here, is Andrew. And I
really committed to not allowing Akhter the engagement he wants in those rocks. I wonder... I mean, 1-hards look good next turn. You're still going to be engaging around those rocks, but the 1-hards will get you cleanly, I think, cleanly enough down that top channel there. So it's a good move, I think. It delays the engagement, it doesn't put him in a bad position, and it doesn't split his swarm up. So commendable on Andrew. That was a good call, I think.
Yeah, and I have to say, though, we're really going to start to see a big mess in that big open space in the left-hand side of the board here is really what we're shaping ourselves towards. This is going to be pretty brutal, although plenty of green dice all around. And now the really the onus, and maybe even a 2-turn, I think, fits. The onus might be on Andrew here, is to push the pace and see if he can actually get some advantage in the first engagement.
I'm wondering if he commits. He knew that the banks wouldn't work, so he had to go hard turns. I'm thinking he's done the hard turn, not necessarily come down that middle channel, but he's going to try and come all the way down past that debris. He wants to get away from those rocks, and Ben in the chat has pointed out, the rocks are basically end game for Andrew. If he's around those rocks when Akhter starts firing those tractor beams, Akhter's firing first. Let's not forget he took first player for a reason, and I think that and blocking potential is the reason he took first player here. He wants to get an FO on a rock, multiple FOs if he can, on rocks, so that they are not taking shots back at him, and that's going to be his advantage. So I think Andrew is giving himself a bit of a strange maneuver here, so that he can absolutely avoid that scenario, because it's a very real scenario if you allow it to happen.
I wonder if he's going to push himself to the top left, like further around towards the top left of the board, so he can try and handle himself around the debris field rather than the rocks.
Yeah.
That's pretty much, I think, his best option now, because Ben's right, you're right. The rock's going to be a problem, and Akhter firing first is going to be a problem. Nobby says too many ships on the table, says the man who flies 6 A-wings regularly.
That's a good point. I want to circle back. The chat did update us on the errata. So the errata was essentially the old ruling was once you fire with Malorus, you can re-roll before needing to do the must of his ability. So that way you could avoid taking the strain by using the target lock instead of the ability. However, the errata has changed that. Essentially, you take the strain. It doesn't matter. So it's pointed out that in the group stage, in the current stage of XTC, it doesn't mean anything. But it'll be applied in the next stage of the XTC, and therefore, I assume Andrew will either change squads or remove targeting computer at least. So back on the game here in front of us, what do you think?
This is a problem for Andrew, and Ben Doyle hit on the head there just in the chat with Andrew's formation here. If he's not careful, he's going to start feeding his ships one by one through that gap between the asteroid and the debris into Akhter's 2 blocks here of cartel spaces. What I was really hoping Andrew might do is maybe even with some of those outer Epsilon cadets, take a 2-turn or even a 3-turn and then barrel roll, get yourself to the left of that debris field, and then you can come in and make sure you get your shots. I was really hoping Andrew would do that, but he 1-turned everybody, and he's just kicking himself too close to that rock for my liking.
Yeah, I think the narrow thin block is probably the biggest issue here right now for Andrew, because Ben in the chat has pointed out perfectly. Akhter is going to have a nice wide 2-ship deep block against a 3 ship deep block. Those back FOs may not be getting a shot, and the front 2 will be taking a shot from every single one of Akhter's ships. So this is not looking great. I think depending on how fast Andrew could come through that channel, he may avoid the immediate problem of the rock. But, I mean, at that point, I don't think it matters too much. I think Akhter would just be happy to do some trading shots here, especially if he's not taking 6 modded dice from these FOs.
Yeah, and even if he tries to pull himself through those rocks as fast as possible, Akhter's tractors, now try saying that 10 times fast, still are going to come into play with those 2 big asteroids in the middle.
Big shout out to Grant OD for the follow. Thank you, Grant. Nice to have you in the Slugs stream. Grant famously was meant to commentate in our Saturday Slugs extravaganza last weekend. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it. So it's just nice to have him here. He warms a room up.
Yeah, long-time Sydney player. And a pretty good hand at X-Wing, I have to say. Kicks my ass regularly, so thanks for the follow, Grant.
So Akhter's pretty much just playing autopilot here. He's slowly crawling in. He's got a very nice display of arcs here. I don't think there's any possibility of Andrew getting red out of every single one of those arcs this turn. And he's saying, look, I know it's going to happen. It's coming. I'm coming in. Because he's got to move every ship fast to try and get them all getting a shot on the same ship. So yellow could be in some danger here, although I don't know if blue is going to have the arc. But the rest of his ships, assuming 3 forwards, should, although I'm thinking green at the back there may clip that gas, the debris field.
Looks very close. Yeah, this long thin wedge.
Oh, makes it.
Got it. Well, it's worth a token. And let the dice fly.
So I definitely like. I mean, Akhter's got a choice here: shoot into red, and pull him forward and just everyone munches on him? Do you shoot into pink and try and put pink on a rock and blue on a rock? So he's Malorus's shot. I think... So he uses Malorus's ability, gets the reroll. Does not have a token to do anything with any of
Put
that.
people on rocks.
I think so. This is yellow activating, and yellow is one of our tractor beam ships. So he is opting. I think if you can get a tractor beam on red, red probably dies, and you just take primaries with everyone else.
Yeah.
Not bad. That's 3. He spends it. I don't know. I think that's the problem. One of the problems with tractor beam. So that's attracted. That's a tracted ship.
Yep.
You don't move him. I mean, you could.
You drag him into range 1 of everyone else.
Yeah, drag him into range 1 of everyone else. And that's... White has bullseye now. Green has bullseye now. Oh, green has a tractor beam anyway. Pink's got... Yeah, that's right. That gets all the auto blasters. Do you just fire a couple auto blasters, see what comes, and then switch back to maybe tractor one of the other ships onto a rock, probably?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, plenty of dice. Won't have his auto crits, but
Interestingly enough, actually, he's pulled that ship out of Malorus range as well. Wow, hit crit. So that's a shield gone, absolutely on red, and that's a
shield and a crit.
Shield and a crit. So that's on ready. Shield crit. Our crit is direct. Ouch. So we've got that Epsilon on 1 health now. So we've got the blue one, who is another auto blaster one. So just going to use his primary. This could very well be a dead red. Hit crit.
Oh.
That is a dead red.
Yep.
So that's great. He sticks around. He's going to get a shot, but I mean, his shot's not going to have the Malorus reroll. So far, of the ships that have fired, and it was a crit too, and it was wounded pilot, I think.
Damaged engine there.
Damaged engine, irrelevant. So, Akhter now activating. I think that was. What color is that? Brown? No. It's hard to see once he clicks it. I get lost. Red. What am I talking about? So red is a tractor beam. Did you see who he pinged there? I didn't quite catch that.
No, I missed that as well. Now he's just got two focuses.
So I would say probably blue would be the one you'd pick there, because... but I wonder if you...
Ice.
Doesn't matter. Dodges it.
That's good. Now, Andrew hasn't spent a focus yet. So these dice are... Dice will do what dice will do. And we're just going to chuck a bunch of them. And I'm sure somebody can start telling me what the expected values of all these things are. Because I'm nowhere near sober enough to work them out for myself.
So I think, blue was the target before. Blue is the target this time. He rolls it. I guess, a tractor here basically removes a shot coming into you, at the very least. So I think that's all his tractor beam ships have now fired. Yep, all 3 of them have now fired. Was not able to track the blue. I think he's still got maybe 2 shots left, if my maths is correct.
Sounds about right. Are you happy if you're Akhter right now? Like, you did your thing with a tractor and you killed a guy. You've done nothing since.
I think if I'm Akhter, I am not happy yet. It's all going to depend on what the trade is, right? So, Malorus didn't do anything with his shot, so there's still 6 shots coming in. They're all mostly double modded, except for red, but red has an extra dice into an unmodded red. I assume he'll probably pick. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not happy. If I'm Actor, I'm not happy yet. I mean, that's expected. You expect to kill a ship, at least.
And then just another 2 hits. I think I have to say I don't know. I expected Actor to roll in and do more damage.
No, I
I
think.
think Andrew's got away with this.
I mean, if you look at maybe a shield or a shield and a damage on another ship, but I think the all of Actor's shots have been single modded. Any blanks in there are irrelevant dice. So yeah, I think he's underperformed a little bit in the dice realm. But I mean, one ship dead, still pretty good. I mean, if you hadn't killed a ship, you'd be gutted.
Oh yeah, no, you'd be. I think the table flip button's disabled for times like this. Here we go. So, as you said, no Malorus, just the 3. Oh, he spikes 2 damage already.
Yeah. Now, if I'm Actor, now I'm not happy. Now I'm not happy. That's half on one of the cartel spaces. So, points wise, these cartel spaces are worth more than one of the TIFOs.
That's with all the cannons on them. Wait, here we go. Here's a strain.
So this is into red, who is still unmodded. Oh, takes a crit. This could be dead if we see another direct. Hull breach, which essentially is irrelevant here because he's on 1 health anyway and not taking another shot back. But I would say this will be a dead red. You've got a very high chance of 2 hits coming in.
And I just didn't catch what range TTS thinks that's at because that is very, very close. Visually, it looks like 2 if I zoom in, but
3.
you never know. Oh, it is 3.
3. Oh, wait, no. Cartel space of red. Oh, I don't know either. We'll see. It was
Only
2.
one
It was
to
2.
dodge. Oh, and he gets it.
So that was the last range 2 shot. These other ones are going to be range 3 coming into red. So there's a chance Dice could save Actor here. Elt not saying in the chat, yeah, FO rolled well on defense. I agree, Marsh. I try not to say anything to the guys during the game, and Actor is not known for keeping the table clean, so hence why he's got 7 ships out there. Dead red. Thank you, I was watching chat.
The Khan himself must be spitting chips right now. Is that a phrase that our Maltese guests understand? Spitting chips? I hope so.
Yep. So
when you're really, really not happy, and Actor can't be happy right now.
So that's a shield in on yellow. Yeah, the damage exchange here doesn't favour Actor at all. Still got one final shot going into yellow. Yellow's not on half yet, but if Andrew can get half here, which he has a chance of doing, then that's going to put him in the lead after this first exchange. And no, doesn't get it.
There we go.
So it does come out with Actor on top in terms of points, but board position, I'm not so sure. Actor doesn't have a huge opportunity here to do too much turning around with that 4 squadron. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to...
He's still largely got 2 straight options.
Ignore me. Sorry. Change colour. Back to grey so that I'm not seeing everything on the board. Oh, sorry. Sorry, guys. I'm fiddling with everything, and I shouldn't be. There we go.
And we got to get rid of some of these dice, man.
Yes, that's what I was trying to do, but I can't affect the board state at the moment. So I just have to make myself a colour. And I will jump in there and clean up these dice.
Yes, Nobby, hence the term filthy. There we go. It's a nice clean board.
I've done it. So, board position here. I don't love Actor's position. I think he can definitely gum up the works for these tyres. I mean, he'll be able to move in, get mods, but if these tyres do some, I guess he could block 4Ks too. I don't know. What are you thinking?
I think Akhter really just has the option to, like, 5 of his 6 2 straights will fit, I think. um, and just says, come at me, and even if he does get the 4Ks, you can nuke Malorus.
That is actually a really good point. True, and there's such a tight lane for Andrew here. It doesn't really leave much for him to do, really. I mean, his options are quite limited, and like you said, those 4Ks and the 2 sloops, they're a little bit blocked off at the moment. I don't
Yeah,
see many paths of him getting an upper hand in the next positioning.
2 sloop isn't very good right now. And you've got those 2 leads strained as well as Malorus. So that's going to play into Andrew's thoughts here. I wonder, do you just take a couple of bumps and ugh, that's no good either. That might be your best option, or maybe even just 4K with your 2 leads.
I'm not sure if the 4K will fit after white moves. White may block off the 4K from yellow. Blue should be fine after the other blue does a 2 straight. The blue Typho should be fine after a 2 straight from the skick, but I don't know. I don't. Yeah, on second thought, I really don't love Andrew's options here. Um, because, yeah, if you just sit there and go, yep, cool, let's just all bump each other, you'll get your Malorus mods, but you don't have that focus, and that's really what makes the Malorus mod so powerful, is that you're re-rolling a blank, and there's a good chance of getting 2 hits with every single one of your shots.
Yep. And the other thing the bump does, and in fact even the 4K does it still keeps Andrew around these rocks.
Correct, yeah. And a bump, if you bump one of the skicks with a Typho, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to get shot by it, because there is a world where you can be tracted away from that range 0 and still get shot.
So I tough position for Andrew. He's up on the sort of the dice chucking, but at the moment the positional game is just not where he wants to be. I think he's chosen, and really this is just showing that he has chosen, unfortunately, the wrong lane. He either wanted to be all the way to the left of that top left debris field, or even just stick to the right hand side on his own side of those 2 big asteroids, and basically do to Khan what Khan's doing to him right now.
Yeah, I should also mention Andrew is up on points. He's leading by 4 at the moment.
Oh, a straight 4. Okay. Lots of people calling for the straight 2s. No worries. And here you've got Khan diving in. You've got the trail cartel spacer number 5. He's just gonna 1 bank, and that, ooh, yeah, you'll be a lucky man to fit in a 4K right now. So this could be, yeah, there's the, oh no, he's just took the straight 2, so it'll clear his strain. But here's where we start to lose all these mods. Ah, that's very cunning from Andrew. He's probably just chosen his order quite wisely there. He's at least getting 1 focus token with that brown. Just hope he doesn't get tracked onto the rock behind him. So, yeah,
It's looking good
he's
for
had
Khan.
to do this.
Yeah, Andrew's options were pretty limited there.
Pretty much what we see now. You do this, or you do this and you're stressed because you tried to 4K.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're Akhter, who's your target here? Who do you try to? You just try for Malorus?
I really like tractoring that brown Epsilon Squadron Cadet number 6 onto that rock. Just to add injury to injury.
Which colour is that?
That's brown.
Brown.
Just 2.
So Malorus is strained here, which means a tractor beam would look pretty good. So that's 2 into, I'm assuming, yellow.
Yeah.
So yellow will take 2 damage and still be alive to play the game. So I think you tractor beam with yellow. You might be range. You were range 1, so that's 4 dice tractor beam going into 1 dice. You could put Malorus on a rock and just. But no, this is probably also correct. I just want to kill Malorus.
Yeah. Like, I think if you're Khan though, right? If you have one of your guys left, you probably back that guy to beat Malorus. If it gets to that, you probably back yourself to dogfight a shuttle. So I really feel like playing the game against these FOs is the best strategy here. Now he's going to need 3 pictures, and he only gets the 1. So thanks for coming, Focus Token. You can chill out. And
so do you put him on the rock?
Why would you not?
You make some of your other shots a little less good, but yeah, you do remove a shot. So it's probably the right thing to do. But you've got some really great shots into brown. That's the only thing.
Look, I just think you've got really great shots into yellow and blue as well. And if brown's on that rock, then brown's not shooting back, and that's like the perfect result for Khan. Just one there in the chat there, Cam. Just asking if we can zoom in on this.
Yep,
this swarm soup here. Excellent.
I just need to zoom out a little bit to see dice.
I'll get the dice if you want to just keep it like that, and so we can see how really congested we are in the middle of the board here. We might as well just draw a little box around all of this, because I don't know that we're going to get too far away from it for the rest of this game.
So no damage from the throwing the brown onto the rock. He's changing tactics. He's just going to go to reduce shots. He's just going to tractor and try and reduce shots. I'm assuming that it was a tractor beam.
There's another focus spin.
So
there's another tractor.
Yep. Wow. So Akhter has essentially effectively reduced 2/5 of the remaining ties, and that's no shots coming back. I'm not sure actually that barrel roll. No, it'll fit. It'll fit if you just throw it back a bit. And here's the notoriously frustrating to use tractor token. Big thanks to the guy who does make and run is such a beautiful mod, but the tractor token is very fiddly. Okay.
Can you enable click mode on that?
I don't know.
Oh. And nothing doing on the rock. Now he's going to have to run over that rock no matter what next round. Whoop. And that's another tractor.
That's not meant to be there, I didn't think.
Oh,
yeah, so
no,
this is purple. He's seeing if he wants to move purple. Yeah, and he moves purple to not run over the rock again next turn. So it takes a stress to do that, but that's fine. I think they've got the 2 hard blues, so...
Yes, they do. They got really nice interceptor style dials. Not bad at all for a swarm ship like this. You can maneuver yourself really, really well.
So we still have that's the only 2 tractor beams left on the board. They're both fired now. You can't quite get every single one of your ships shooting into. Oh, you could. Everyone could shoot into brown.
I'd actually take your first 3 shots here with green, white, and pink against blue, and then see what your own brown can do. And that's another auto blaster. You'll get another 4 dice against maybe yellow.
Gosh, these are efficiently costed, aren't they? 29 points for a 4 dice. 3 dice and 3 dice gun.
Yes, please. I'll have 7. That's 4 hits.
Solid roll there. Solid roll for Akhter. So we've got no further damage on the board. Until now, of course.
Yeah.
So blue is down on 1 health.
Yeah. So, yeah, you might even get 2 shots against Andrew's yellow here.
And Nobby calling out the rocks being made of rubber? Probably. They probably are. Or marshmallow.
And again, pretty solid. Getting another 3 hits.
And the defensive roll... Is this into blue as well?
Yeah, it is. So,
okay.
Not good.
So blue is dead. We'll still get to shoot back into either white or whoever that is at the back there, pink.
White, pink, or Akhter's blue. They're actually... Oh, sorry, they are touching. He just deleted the bump.
Yeah, because he moved it with the tractor accident. So I missed this shot. There's just so much going on.
Another 4 dice attack. So it looks like another auto blaster.
So probably brown into someone.
I'd say. And so he's going to take the hit and the crit on that's on yellow.
On yellow.
He's blinded.
That is rough. Can't even. I can't use Malorus.
Let's have a look. That ship must reroll. Okay. Just crit. And another crit going through.
To yellow.
Yellow. Wounded.
Okay, so at the end of Akhter's firing, he has pulled the lead up to 63, above Andrew's 44. So Andrew's only got 3 shots. He's going to take that first shot into yellow, who is on 1 health, so it's probably dead yellow. But this is the only shot he has into yellow, so he really needs this to do something. And that is not the blinded one. No, yellow. No. His yellow is the blinded one.
What?
So crit and a hit. Has to reroll 1 with Malorus.
He does. There we go.
So going to need 3 natties here from yellow to survive. Doesn't get it. Doesn't get it. So I'm going to zoom out just a little bit, everyone, just so that we can see all the dice rolls, but I will keep us focused on the action.
Alrighty. So, not too bad. No, he's only got 2 more shots. He's got yellow here at the front, and he's got blue, who's going away pretty soon. And you've got focus fire options on white. That's pretty nice, because they'll both be at range 1. So
this guy's blinded. His shot's going to need to do some real good natural dice here. Gets 1.
Not real good natural dice. And the Khan gets 1 as well. Now you've seen Andrew almost exclusively targeting the tractor beams here. And nothing at all. So still got 1 full health tractor beam pilot and his 4 auto blasters, and in the meantime Andrew's lost 2 cadets and his yellow one is clinging to dear life, both blinded and wounded.
That poor pilot, he's having a very, very bad day.
At least he's still alive.
True. That's more than can be said for his blue and red compatriot.
It's the X-Wing version of a chip in a chair.
I will. Sorry, guys. Zooming out Suresh is still calling out the dice, but I'll zoom out to catch the dice as well. But we may as well keep our camera focused in on the action here as well. So position-wise, it looks much the same as we had last turn, where Andrew doesn't have a lot of opportunity to get the guns on. He does have the 4Ks and probably 2 sloops available to him.
Yeah, and that's the key difference.
The only thing though is I can imagine Akhter has an opportunity here to, because if he can choose the order of which his interceptors will engage, he can just bump and stay right there and block any 4Ks and take the fight against Brown, Pink or Malorus.
So I think what he's going to do here is he's going to try and cram up everything as much as he can into this blank space, and then maybe just a cheeky little one turn with that pink cartel spacer trailing to look to block the 4Ks.
Yeah, I can see a dirty little move like that coming from Akhter. He needs to stop that, because if they get behind, he doesn't have the opportunity for any of his K turns this turn. He's got a 3 and a 5K. All of them are currently blocked or on a rock. He's not looking happy for any of them. So he needs another turn to set up for a turnaround. And so I think I agree with you. He needs to block Andrew's turnaround. Now, Andrew's options here, I think, are also fairly limited. I'm not sure if he's going to be confident enough to punch in that 4K, because it is easily blockable. Pink is pretty much going to be doing little of anything next turn. He's not going to get a shot, at least. I think if you too hard Pink, that gives Akhter a really good opportunity to get some nice auto-blasted cannon out of arc shots, and those crits can't be stopped. So, and you've also got to be careful too, because if Akhter blocks up that one hard range for Brown there, then Brown's on the rock again, and that's another dice roll, and it could be a damage into Brown. That tractor beam just causing so much disruption to Andrew's formation, and also even just causing disruption in Andrew's decision making, because he knew he couldn't engage how he wanted to due to those 2 massive rocks sitting there in the middle of the board. So
yeah, I tend to agree. Although I think he's got to. You can't just sit here and chuck dice. So he's got to do something. And then if the something fails, you are then reduced to sitting here and chucking dice and hoping that you chuck better dice than what Akhter's chucking. Although that we've seen probably round 1 go to Andrew, round 2 definitely go to Akhter, and we'll see how round 3 pans out. This is a very, very hard call. If you're Akhter, do you just gum up the works and start burning down Malorus?
I think this turn is the turn for him to be able to do that, because he can get all these auto blaster cannon bullseyes pointed towards Malorus and just take some really good shots in. He's still got 1 tractor beam left on the board. That is green. Green is pretty much towards the furthest away. So there is a world where he can tractor Malorus and then take 3-4 dice, or even 4 dice shots into Malorus, unmodded most likely, but 4 shots into Malorus with 4 dice with attracted Malorus could spell doom for the commander. So I think that's definitely possible. I think Akhter has a better position here, but he's going to need to make some very specific choices to try and capitalize, because if he just sort of punches in any maneuver, there's a chance he won't get all shots on the same targets. And I think that there is a good opportunity for him to sort of one bank green and block up that little space there for any sloops that Andrew might entertain.
Yeah, it doesn't really. Oh, the yellow probably has the best option for a sloop. Commander Labs asking first play. Yep, it is card, and green is just in a bit of an awkward spot, because where you expect all these things to land, you just don't think I just don't think a turnaround would work at all. Brown, I mean, the turn in looks good right now. It probably won't look good in about half a minute when Akhter starts moving, and Pink might be out of the fight for probably another round, unless a two-turn there, which is blue on these FOs, and a barrel roll to the right will end up fitting. Oh, he's pulled out the 5K.
Akhter completely disregards what I'd said and does the 5K. I want to point out Ben made a good point in here. I think the rotate on pink is very well may bite him here. Okay, so that's another 5K attempt from blue. So he had a lot of faith in that 5K from blue. Didn't quite make it.
Tell you what, got a lot of faith in that 5K with brown, which is crazy close. And here everything's gummed up. So let's see if Andrew played this game of chicken and 4K'd these Thai FOs.
So yeah, looks like this might have been an occasion where Akhter went that you know that I know that I can block up these, and so you're not going to do them. And Andrew probably rightly has said, I need to do something, and doing nothing is not going to be good enough. So he's gone for these turnarounds. So that rotate with pink has not ended in disaster, but pink doesn't necessarily have a great return back into the fight. He's got a one hard, maybe a barrel roll. So he goes for the barrel roll so that he can come back in next turn.
Yeah, it is one hard. Hey, one for you while we set up these engagements. And Malloris says, I'm not interested in this. Marshcliff, a round counter. That's a really interesting concept to, as you say, like get some of that game length, especially with these swarm on swarm matchups and the limited time you got to play them. Actually might be really interesting to see how some of that data turns out. We'll have to think about that one, Cam.
Yeah, I do like it. I like that idea because it does generate an interesting point of view that we don't necessarily take at the moment. The only thing about that is from a logistical standpoint, we will forget to keep it updated. It sounds easy until you're sitting here updating everything all at the same time. But I like that idea. We may implement that for our game tomorrow. We do have a game we're streaming tomorrow night. So we will see how that goes.
Now here we go. He pinged Malloris as his target, trying to capitalize on Malloris retaining that strain token. Doesn't get it.
So here's an interesting thing that Akhter has missed here, is he should have actually rolled with 3 dice because he had the range 2 auto blaster cannon, but he also had the bullseye. The bullseye was at range 3, but that actually doesn't matter for determining the extra dice. So a bit of a missed opportunity there for Akhter.
If he loses by 1, we'll tell him.
So that was 1 hit into 1 evade. The guys are rolling pretty much where I told them to roll, so I'll just move the camera out a little bit so we can capture where they are rolling dice. So I think, yeah, this turn has definitely worked in Andrew's favour if Akhter can stop rolling these green dice so well. So that was a really good turn for Andrew. He had a very unfortunate position last turn and has mostly recovered in terms of getting... But he got behind the majority of Akhter's list with the majority of his list and noticed that very easy turn in on Malloris and got Malloris out of there. So I think that's a good turn there for Andrew, giving him maybe a bit of breathing room. He can now try and to turn this one around.
Yep. 100%.
I'm hoping the guys will notice. Blue should be stressed.
I see a stress token there for blue.
You see it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yep, just the angle I was at.
I actually think, though, that so pink and white have options for Ks if Akhter wants them. Blue's just in an annoying spot for him. He was pretty ambitious with that 5K. And then green, if you can KO over the debris if you want, but it's probably not the greatest. What you might actually do is think about a big turn to the left there and catch Malloris as Malloris tries to come around. And then if you could push your brown spacer who K'd last turn successfully, you push him back into the middle and try and block up Andrew's cadets that have slooped or K-turned themselves, and actually stop those tokens from working for him. Andrew's pink, I should say. He's got a pretty nice turn in to actually get himself back in the fight, and we'll see what that brown one can do as well. Little bit congested, still in the same part of space as we've been in for the last 3 rounds. I actually think that Akhter, if I'm Akhter, I kind of want something to drop, and for me to feel comfortable about where this game is going. For Andrew, as you said, Cam, very happy with the opportunity to reset, but he's really now chucking dice. What do you think there with the position, or so not the position, I should say? What do you think about the game state?
Game state, I think both players have a bit of a disadvantage this round. Malorus is facing the wrong direction. He may not be able to provide his reroll support. Pink is way out of the fight. He's going to be able to turn in, of course, but he's not getting any Malorus support. I think blue causes problems for Akhter. I don't love either player's position at the moment, and that's, I guess, a sort of a testament, though, to Andrew just clawing back from a really bad spot to bring himself back, I would say, on par with Akhter's position here. I think Akhter's sort of... Yeah, it's just hard for green to do any... Akhter's green to do much this round as well. A blue. I don't love Akhter's position, and I don't love Andrew's position, but I think Andrew's position probably is a little bit more malleable. Akhter is maybe going to have to double stress green to bring him around. A hard one to the left won't do him any good. He could hard one to the right and barrel roll to threaten pink there. That's possible. So I guess, yeah, it's just going to be... I foresee maybe a 5Ks from pink and white.
Yep.
Blue probably to the left one bank. That hopefully wouldn't block up a 5K. Then brown can... I don't know. It's not great. He's going to be bumping. There's going to be some stress. And he's really got to stop green and yellow TIE fighters from coming in. So I think he can do that with a 1 hard from the green skick. So I think he really wants to get that off at least.
Yeah, I actually like the idea, if I'm Andrew, of the old distraction Malorus tactic. He's a pretty sort of juicy target, but he doesn't actually have that much in the way of damage output. Like, his damage output is roughly the same as the rest of his list. So if he actually just hangs him out there and Akhter overcommits, he stands the chance of just getting picked apart. And here we go. Green's pushing up into the middle, and his Akhter's ignoring Malorus here.
I think that's the right call. Malorus is too far away and too out of position for you to really turn and commit on him, because you're just giving yourself to the rest of these TIFOs, and there's still 4 of them on the board. Those TIFOs can do some serious damage to your squad if you're not careful. So I think this is a good plan here from Akhter. He's just getting his ships back around. I would say a 5K from pink as well. Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
So Akhter's really made a good position out of this now. He's almost guaranteed... I think he's guaranteed a block from an incoming yellow-green, as well as Brown. If Brown has 1-hearted, I think he clears the rock, but at least stops a mod coming in.
Yeah, you'll clear the rock. I was actually wondering whether you, with green where it was, if you like 1-hearted pink instead of 5K, and I know Akhter's flipped all his dials, but you can actually get brown to turn in on that rock, and it's like a free tractor all on its own.
So that's I mean, there's a good chance yellow could die here. He's got 1 health left. This is looking... I'm interested to see what brown does. I imagine brown's got a 1 hard in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one was pretty obvious. Although in hindsight,
He may or may not have a shot on Brown. That's going to be the real tell here of whether or not that was
nah,
that's
he's got
going to
no
be
shot.
valuable. No
He's
shot.
got no shot.
It's looking like a better position here for Akhter, I would say, in this engagement for sure.
Yeah, that green there, blocking 2. That's really, really nice. That said, probably he had, I'd say, 2 or 3 options to put a ship there.
Thank you for the follow, Bitty Bumbo, Conehead. There's a few others here. It scrolls at a very strange pace, so I'm just trying to... Here we got Conehead, Mad Mardigan, Totem, Deadly Porg, Michael K, The Blaine Train, That Gamer Can't. Thank you for the follows, guys. Appreciate it. Love it. All right, so engagement here should favour Akhter, but he's not swimming in mods, so he's hoping on dice like this, where he rolls...
one tractor.
So this is Green, who has the tractor from memory.
Yep.
So he's only got one target. He's tractoring pink. Do you just throw pink forward and hopefully that hits the rock? I don't think it does.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing about the tractor change you've always got to consider is, if I move you, am I giving you a better shot? Can you rotate and get yourself a really nice cheeky shot into someone I don't want you to shoot into? So I think that's
Nah, hits that rock.
You think it hits that rock?
Yeah. Oh, it's close, but I think he'll hit the rock. And then actually, Green's got a really, really nice option for a 5k. Oh,
Does not hit the rock. Sorry, guys. Yeah, we've zoomed in on the battle here, just so that we can get a better... There's just too many ships. It's too clogged up. We figured it'd be better to zoom in. And there was a request in the chat, so I can't remember who requested it, but we can blame them.
Not blaming. We had the, and I quote, honourable joust.
Very honourable. Okay, so Akhter probably wants to just kill yellow. Get those points, score them, get rid of it for next round.
Exactly. Although, question for you. If Akhter can't jousts, is it honourable?
No. No.
Here we go. Needs an evade. Otherwise, we'll be going home.
He's got no mods. He can get it. He gets it. So he's okay. So yellow lives for now. White still has a shot. Probably range 2. Yep. Same result. Just needs to do it again, and he can. So yellow will live to see another day, because that's all the shots that have gone on. So Akhter's actual shots have not been great. He's had minimal mods. He only had one mod on one ship, and that was the tractor.
And that somehow failed to clip the rock.
And I think really did hurt him here. So Brown is going to go into green instead of Malorus. Range 1, it looks like.
Oh, he's only got one hit if he spends the focus. I don't think you do it.
No, because you're taking 2 shots, and you don't really want to be bleeding points at this moment.
I'd say he's actually probably only taking 1, because surely I should have activated green first. I would have activated green first there. Take your shot against brown, see what you can do, and then maybe choose to pile on.
Yep, that's a good point.
With 2 dice guns, I mean it's possibly much of a muchness, but it's better than nothing.
That's a good shot into an unmodded green, and green does not get the evades he needs. So he's taking a crit. He's on 1 health. There's a chance that direct could take him out here.
He's panicked. Oh,
Panicked.
no. Completely shuts off the 5k.
So position, board state is looking better and better for Andrew as the dice roll. That was Akhter had a pretty poor showing on the dice in that firing, but he had no mods to back up any of his damaging shots. Yep. So it's sort of expected that the dice won't really come to the table for you if you're not going to bring any party favors.
And here you go. Here's. Ooh. Yeah, you might as well.
For blue, I guess blue. Not sure why you would shoot blue, to be honest.
You're looking at what yellow's going to do, is why you'd shoot blue.
Well, I would probably shoot yellow first instead of green.
See maybe if you can strip the evade. Oh, and you do, because you don't want to take that crit on your hull.
Yep. So blue is now down a shield. Yeah, this round of firing has definitely started to lean heavily towards Andrew.
Yep.
Just able to get more arcs on the same ship. That was the problem. That was the risk that Akhter took with the green M3A, is just that he would be facing the totally away from all the other FOs. So that was the risk he took, and it hasn't really paid off.
Oof. It's another hit crit into blue. So we've got, while Akhter rolls here, hit crit. Really good mix of viewers in the chat room tonight / this afternoon, wherever you are. Thank you very much again for joining us. That's a blinded there onto blue. So somehow gets all that under the evade token. And as you said, Cam is really starting to get the rub of the green with the dice. Spot the Aussie, that's Rick Water, says dig deep. Whereas Metal Malta is looking for some good rolls for Andrew. So he's just seen a few good rolls, I have to say, from Andrew. And with Malorus looking to turn in next round, I'd say that, and an untouched Malorus as well looking to turn in next round, he's got some options here.
Yeah, I think the interesting sort of turnaround here is that Andrew chose that centre lane there down the north of the board, and essentially that has now put Akhter in a very similar position where he's now coming down that centre lane while Andrew is coming up the other side. So there's very much less manoeuvrability for both sides now playing around this area. And the tractor beam, the only tractor beam left on the board, is double stressed and facing away from the fight. So, I mean, I think a one hard will fit in there, but I mean,
yeah, that's assuming you think that Andrew's going to push any of his FOs into that same channel. Do you just want to bin those dice while they set these dials here?
Oh yeah, I would love to.
Yeah, excellent. And just an update on the round. Just correct me if I'm wrong, Cam. At the moment, it's sitting 2-1 to Australia.
I believe so. Yes, that is what I've been told. 2-1. If anyone in the chat knows any different, please let us know. I think we have another game actually happening right now off stream. It's not being streamed anywhere, but it is another Australia versus Malta game. It is Tom Harper, who was in the chat earlier and is a fellow slug, who is going up against another multiplayer. So I'm hoping I'm hoping that Tom wins, but I'm also hoping it's just a fun match for the two players.
And Meta Malta says 3 p.m, baby. So, late enough for maybe a sneaky little beer there. Well, you watch some X-Wing.
So, I mean, if you're Andrew, where are you going? What are you doing here? You don't have a huge amount of options, but you're
turn in, accept the bump if you want to. You think yellow K-turns? I think yellow K-turns.
Yeah, probably. What K-turns do these little epsilons have?
They got 4Ks?
4Ks,
I want to say.
Yeah, 4Ks and 2 sloops.
Now, Pink might have to one hard, see if he or she can get around this rock that she just got dragged towards. And then Yeah, a couple of options here. Uh, Two forwards from green. Now your stress, sorry, that's a strain on green. Both of those stress tokens are on Akhter's green, which is the cartel spacer. Maybe even a two sloop there with brown. Drag yourself away from the worst of these spaces and just reset yourself to chase.
Marsh Glyph in the chat. A shuttle is a flanker. Who'd have thunk it? Yeah, I wouldn't have I wouldn't have expected Malorus to be doing a sweet little flank here away from all his TIE fighters. But that is the position he had to put himself in to get away from that trap, the net that Akhter had set for Malorus last turn, or 2 turns ago, I think now. If we had a turn tracker, I would know. So here's Blue coming in. Blue is
Not far enough.
blinded. Yeah, it looks like he's setting another trap. So I wouldn't be too surprised at hard turns because, so White does a hard turn too. You pointed it out. Andrew probably doesn't have a great time going into that channel there. So I'm wondering if Akhter has moved this in the hope that that Andrew has seen the same thing and has turned away.
Yeah, so he's really starting to sell himself out for Malorus with 12 minutes now left in the round. He's down by 24 points.
Oh, the 4K fits from Yellow.
That is the little FO that could.
Yep, Yellow is getting another round pestering Akhter and could really do some serious damage here into Yellow. Into White.
Yep, and so Akhter's really playing for points here.
Yeah, well, I mean, Andrew is leading by 24 points, 87 to 63. I wonder. So Akhter has opted to just bank and... Ooh, that's not a great spot to be in if you're pink.
No barrel roll options.
I could barrel roll to the right. No, just take
it. No barrel roll options to give you shots there. And yeah, that Blue, I think he was hoping for a nice little block, but he's not going to get that. And he's really going to look to put some hurt on the Blue here. Maybe even initiative kill him.
I wonder why he didn't do... He wasn't stressed, and he only did a 1 bank? Or a 1 hard, maybe. So I'll bring the dice back into view there. So that's a full string. Blue's on 2 health. Oh, gets the 2 of 8. That's pretty good for Akhter here, as long as it's not a...
crit.
Direct.
It's a weapons failure, so next best.
That is, yeah, definitely the other worst that could have come up.
Then again, he's mitigated by the fact that he's got auto blasters on these guys.
True, so he will still get 3 dice instead of 4. I definitely think 4 would have been feeling a lot better than 3. So here's pink going into green. I'm just going to tidy the table up for the guys.
Yep. That's another 4 dice auto blaster attack. Needs to spike some damage here. Only gets 2 results.
So green is untouched. So he's hoping green blanks out. Yep, spend it. Don't take anything. You're up on points at the moment. You don't really need to start giving any opportunities for Akhter to sneak in extra points.
He's choosing violence.
No, he chose violence. He took the shield. Powerful move there.
No, where did that token go? I thought he had a token. Oh, sorry, yeah, no, he took the shield.
To keep the token that he threw away. Okay.
Here we go. Now,
after the strain, sort of evened it up a little bit. So
do a fight with your other one first.
So, Trey, PM, is saying lack of block is good for Akhter. It's good for Akhter because Blue didn't die, but Blue very much could have died there and it would have been very bad for Akhter.
I got the different shot there with the.
White.
That was actually brown.
Oh, that was brown. Oh, wow. Okay, so that was some damage. Oh, it was that. No, that wasn't brown shot. That was white shot. Because if that was brown shot, that would be great. Oh, he rolled too many dice. He rolled too many dice with blue. I think this was. Okay, now it's blue.
Now he's going with blue.
So I've got to update Malorus. Malorus is 2 shields down. Oh, good shot there.
Natties.
That's what he's been needing. I think that's the first natties he's had.
And
Malorus takes 2 more.
That's half.
That is half and 2 health left on Malorus. No more shots going into Malorus this turn. So if he can track the pink, I think that puts Akhter in a really good position to take advantage of Malorus next turn.
Yep, he'll have 1k plus a turn there with.
Oh, doesn't get it. Gets
brown.
2 evades from pink. That was he needed that. That was a must get, the tractor on pink there. So he didn't quite get that.
Now Akhter's in the lead now by 1.
Correct. Yeah, 1 point.
And with 7 minutes to run, you would think you've probably only got 1 more round here. So this is where the target priorities will be pretty critical. Yep. No, he's going into. He's just cuffed himself up.
Ooh. Yeah, so pink had that focus. Yeah.
Yes. So just the 1 shield. Andrew's splitting his fire here. Here's the shot into blue. This is going to be... No, he's going back into... Now, does he have his focus?
No, I think he's... Andrew changed his mind again. No, I think there might be an issue with board state. So we get no damage from yellow into white, white evading it. I do think we have an incorrect board state because green should have had that focus. Or have regained the shield from spending the focus on defense with green. Yeah, not... Is that something we should probably call out, I suppose?
I thought it's not up to us to... Unless it's the... I don't know if egregious is the right word.
Yeah, that's what I'm not sure. I'm not sure the level at which... I think Malta's team captain was in the chat, unless he's the one playing Tom.
Now, this is the last round. And at the moment, you've got a couple of... Well, you got what? 1, 2... 6 away from half health. You got 1 sick away from dead. So that's 1 damage to score points for Andrew there.
Yep.
On the flip side, you've got 1 with that shield down, unless we missed a picture, in which case, yeah, would have had that shield down in after he spent the focus token. I just can't remember. Probably shouldn't have had the hot buttered rum. And then you've also got yellow here, who's also 1 away from dead. So you've got a couple of scoring options here for Akhter, and Akhter is the man who has to score a point to win the game. But then again, he's got 3 ships away. He's got to protect 3 ships here.
Akhter is leading by 1 point.
Oh, sorry, Akhter is leading. Yes. Uh, yes. Oh, hit crit. So thank you very much.
Ah, thank you. Thank you.
Yep. All good. All good.
Yep, my bad. Sorry. I think when he rolled it, there was an evade and a focus, and then it sort
Uh,
of changed. It must have changed while it was rolling. Thank you, everyone. We spent way too long
now,
worrying about that. Glad I didn't
so
message the
still got
chat.
the still got the hot button rum talking. Actor is leading by a point, but he's got 3 ships who are primed to cough up points for Andrew. Let's just flip that around. So moving first, he's got a couple of options here. Blue's got that 3k option, but do you like it? Because like you don't want to shoot Malorus. He's not a scoring piece for you. To what deal? What 4 damage?
I mean, he's
Getting more
25
points.
health. He's half of Malorus is all of one of the FOs. If you can kill
Oh,
Malorus, that's the exact same points as killing a full health FO, and it's 2
yeah,
damage.
but remember, he's got two of these FOs away from coughing up points. That's green and yellow. So Malorus is not the target here. Then again, a 3k from the blue spacer might be the best option, and see if you can draw a bead there on the yellow cadet. With regards to his other ships, that green spacer, that panic pilot was huge. Just really cuts down the options. There's another 3k from
So I think
Pink.
Actor's call here is probably going to be Malorus. I mean, White's not really doing much here. Do you just? I don't even think you want to bump. I don't think you want to bump White. Leave White to bump Malorus, because that will stop Brown being able to take quality shots. Oh,
Yeah,
so that's time. Time is done in the round for the guys. So this is absolutely the last turn. Actor bumped White.
yep.
Very good. That basically has stopped Yellow from taking a shot. And
Uh,
Green has bumped in as well, so Green is not shooting into White. White is at full
yeah.
health though, I think. So
White is at full health. Now green's 1 away, and you'll get a pot shot there with yellow, and
hits
pink
that rock.
cadet's just run over the rock, and he's got options there for
The third rock roll does damage. They are made of asteroid. They are not made of rubber. They do take the shield off the pink there. So you just one hard. You just one hard green here. Oh no, he didn't. He didn't. Green bumped.
green did bump.
What move did he do with green? Because I feel like the one hard.
Oh, he's jumped over them.
Ooh, that is a very very good call there from Andrew. Very good call. Actor is now points wise and opportunities to score points wise. It's not looking as good as it did. That bump would have probably clinched him the victory. But now Actor's going to have to do some serious work. Pink has a really great shot into both pink and brown.
Yep.
Pink, you could probably. There's a chance you kill pink, but brown has a defensive mod but can't evade any crits. I'm curious as to why Actor he hard turned the green M3A to the right instead of to the left. I'm curious as to why he did that.
Maybe he's got some iced tea as well.
Possibly, because I just think you would have had a tractor in play, and you possibly even could have killed Malorus with that shot. So order of who you fire at.
Oh, yep. Ugh. Now Malorus doesn't get a shot, so let's cross you off the list.
Oh, we actually missed something here. Green took a crit on the debris.
Ah,
I totally missed that. I totally missed that. Yeah, crit. So that was a disabled power regulator. Not going to make a massive difference, but I'll put it on the overlay anyway. So that actually has increased Akhter's lead to now leading by 14.
Yeah, that's actually relevant somehow to this game with the half points here on the green FO and Akhter firing first. I think you take pink, being one away there from.
Yeah, I mean you need to, because you're leading by 14 points, but half of your cartel spaces out there is 14 points. So you need to kill something, and I think yellow's an easy 13 points. It's at range 2. He's got 1 health left and no mods. Yellow could also still kill green. Green is still... Ooh, that's what you want to see. 2 hits. And doesn't get the 2 evades. That is a dead yellow, which very much works in Akhter's favour here.
Yep.
But it's still not necessarily guaranteeing him the victory. Yellow is still going to stay on the board and is still going to take shots. So it really does come down to mostly unmodded dice. I think it's entirely unmodded dice from Akhter's side. Only 1 mod on Andrew's side, and that is on the brown.
I just got to say, hey, it's all good in the house there. We've got a lot of trash talk happening in the chat.
Actually, I think Blue took a shot and he has a weapons failure. So he actually fired too many dice, unless he had bullseye.
Doesn't look like... Ooh, the bullseye could have been close. I think I missed that.
So Malorus takes a crit, just a crit, and it is stunned pilot.
Oh, that went just the point of damage there. And Nobby is right. Like, you could get a solid lead for Akhter if he does choose to just go all out for Malorus.
I think you've got to take out Malorus, because Malorus is 25. He's 25 points and you're 1 damage away from 25 points. Or 4 damage into brown, or pink is 3 damage to get 25. 4 dice into 3 dice to try and get 25 damage.
Here we go.
So that was into Malorus. Malorus is fine. So Akhter is leading by 26, so he's going to have to lose 2 interceptors here, 2 cartel spaces, sorry, or 1 of an entire cartel spacer.
So call it 2 halves. And his candidates here are green, although I don't think he's... Yeah, green could get plinked. He's got blue, not really that much of a good shot. Could get plinked. And then both pink and brown are also 1 away from half.
So Malorus is right in the thick of it all. So there is going to be Malorus rerolls, and there no downside because no more shots are coming in. So the strains won't mean anything.
So chucking some dice, he's going to brown. Range 1, he'll need 1 net result here to score points. Oh, he blanks out.
But does have Malorus and still has a focus. So it's going to be 2.
Yeah, so he gets 2?
2 hits, I should say. And Akhter just evades it. What does it matter? So that's massive. That is a big victory. That was the best shot Andrew had. It was modded. It was range 1. That natties is the exact moment Akhter needed that. And that's probably going to be 0. Yep, 0 damage.
Nothing.
Hitting that rock really put a dampener. This was Akhter did have a really bad round of reds a few rounds ago, and it was all because he just had no mods. And this is feeling like that round now for Andrew. It's just coming back back around, swinging back around.
Here we go. Range 1.
Range 1 obstructed into brown.
Looking for those. There it is. Hit, crit. Everything might hinge on a little pot shot from that wounded, blinded.
There's that net 1 result. Brown takes a direct hit. No, Akhter's pulled out too many dice. He's pulled out too many cards. Akhter, you've pulled out too many cards there, buddy. You rolled 2 of 8s. Take 1 crit.
2 of 8s.
So we did have a dead ship where it shouldn't be a dead ship. I think the Maltese captain was still here. If you can jump in and fix the board state. I don't know if we missed something there, but from what we can see on TTS, it was very much not supposed to be dead brown there. I don't want to.
I don't think it matters because I think Andrew's just won the game here.
So what was that? So let's say dead brown.
That was a dead green now.
Dead green.
So he actually got his 2 halves. Even if your brown isn't dead.
He takes half. That's your 2 halves. You win anyway.
2 halves. You win anyway.
Yep. Cool. Scratch what I said.
We might just jump in, let the players jump in because that is time and that is the game. And I believe, however you want to count this up, is that Andrew has won this game. Correct me if I'm wrong, Cam.
He has
score there.
We have 143 points. Andrew's way to 113.
Oh wow. Yeah, we're just 2, 3, 6 left on the board. 2 of them at half, or 1 of them at half. This has been a brutal joust in the, subset of the board that we've played in this afternoon/evening, depending on where you are. Looks like Andrew's pulled this one out of the bag there pretty much on the last couple of shots. It has been a massive dice game. Cam, do we have the option to get the players in?
Yep. I just want to make sure that they are all done. I think team captain is in there at the moment, just chatting with them. Marshcliffe, in fact, is in there chatting with them right now. I can see his name is in the little chat there, but it doesn't really matter. I think that it doesn't change, even if we bring Brown back in, like you said, on 1 health.
Yep.
That still gives Andrew the win, leading by 16. So we will jump in there shortly, guys, once they have organised themselves a little bit and confirmed the end of the game.
Yeah, that was a really interesting game to watch as that honourable joust panned out. Probably, I reckon, in Andrew's favour. Akhter swung back in the next round. Really had a good second round there. And then it broke down into this dogfight. And we just saw... I guess we saw Andrew claw this back. I liked that when it cleared up a little, is the fact that he actually started moving second actually really started to work for him. So I know I asked you before, Cam, whether Akhter would be happy with his first round. I think failing to inflict maybe not even critical damage, just significant damage there, meant that he just got clawed back in this dogfight.
Yeah, absolutely. Every 2 dice gun left on the board on Andrew's side was hurting Akhter the next round. So you're right, that he needed to take down, if not 2 ships, he needed to take down 1.5 ships in that first exchange and just didn't quite get there. Pork Chop Express, fantastic name firstly, but also a good call out. Yeah, great game, very back and forth. It definitely felt like Akhter was securing a win, and then Andrew was clawing it back and getting himself close to the finish line. And in the end, it just came down to let's point our ships at each other and throw dice. And I think the real good call there at the end was from Andrew doing that the 2 bank or 3 bank away with Malorus, just getting him out of there, not letting the block happen, and getting as far away from the other guns as possible.
Yep, and 2-2 now in the round result between Australia and Malta, with one game going on right now, and I imagine the other one's scheduled for this weekend. So still all to play for in the round for these two teams. And never met anybody from Malta who played X-Wing before, but clearly you guys got some good players there.
I'm just going to check with the guys. Just checking if they want to jump in for a chat. I just don't want to jump in. They've got the team captain in there as well, so Malta's captain. So I don't want to just jump in and interrupt. I don't know. Big, beautiful talk, a screaming match. Who knows? Who knows what's going on in that room? It's probably a lot of laughter and sadness
And filth.
and filth. Yeah, I think they're still chatting stuff out.
Yeah, they're just looking at that. Still got his mouse cursor there hovered over Brown. So
Yeah, it looks like they're still trying to figure stuff out. I mean, the game is pretty much called. I just would like to get in there and have a chat with the guys and get their thoughts on that game.
yeah, I'm really interested to see how Andrew saw that first engagement. The way and we talked about it a lot in the lead up, the way he came around that top middle asteroid and had to push himself into the channel, where he might have given himself the option to either turn in and stay on his own side on the right hand side there of your screen. If he say turned in to the right of that rock, just barrel roll himself and give himself a different option, or even just go even faster and then get himself up to the top left. So we thought that was going to be a real hindrance to Andrew, and it kind of was in the first round or two, but he weathered the storm, and once he got past it, suddenly he was in the free space. He'd focused heavily on Akhter's tractor beams, which I think is the right play. Avoided the worst of the auto blasters and managed to claw it back. And like you said, the consistency of the Malorus swarm started to come into its own.
Yeah, just those mods, even with the bumps, I think was really helping him get to just keep his shots relevant. It favoured him in the end to just keep all he had to do was keep his arcs pointed and keep just taking as many shots as he can into some of these cartel spaces. And I think Akhter not being able to land one or two of those tractors did give him sort of a bit of a slowdown, not being able to hit a couple more of those tractors in the first and second round. So the guys have given the okay for me to jump in, so we're going to jump into the chat now and we'll chat with the guys. Fellas, what a good game.
Tight, very tight.
Very tight.
It's exactly what I expected this game to be. It's super tight. I get a slight advantage, I feel, because I'm first player.
Yes.
Because I get to choose to be first player because of the points.
Yeah.
And then I thought about a couple of moves that I could have done. Probably the one thing I would change, the only one thing I could change, I think I could have blocked Malorus's 3-bank out of the swarm bump, which would have probably given me a different way of playing the game. But I wasn't overly concerned because Malorus was out of the fight for 2 turns, which I was okay with. I just wanted to focus on ties.
Yeah, so that first engagement, although I think it felt at first that you were gaining the advantage, Akhter. I think in the end, it ended up coming out in Andrew's favour. You just not being able to get a second tractor on, because the sort of maths, I think, says you kill, or I mean, your goal is to kill 1 to 2
and tractor 1 onto the rock,
and and reduce a shot. So Actually, one question we wanted to ask you, Andrew, was your approach was very interesting because you pulled yourself to the north of the board, or north from our perspective, and then sort of came down that middle lane. What was the determination to want to come down that middle lane at the top?
Originally I wanted to go further deep, but Akhter turned around quickly, and I didn't want to get flanked and in a corner, so I just had to take the moment to go forward and hopefully give myself the position to at least have one or two shots. I knew that the second engagement was going to be the most difficult for me, and it was, but I think I survived it decently well. And although I was behind at that point, well, from there, then it becomes a bit changing from one turn to another, I think.
Yeah, I think there was a few times where we were saying, "Oh, position's really good for Andrew here," before the dials remove, and then the dials flip, and then you guys do all your movements, and we go, "Oh, actually, that was favouring Akhter. We didn't really realise."
Mhm.
Yeah, I think one thing that was really strong in the game was the when I kept looking at the rock going, I don't know if it lands on the rock. Please land on the rock. And I pulled that TIE fighter forward and gave him a juicy range one. And I went, yeah, he didn't hit. He didn't land on it.
That was a rough call because I think Suresh and I were on opposite sides. I said it doesn't land. Suresh said it does land. It not clipping there was big because if you get that, then that I think definitely changes a big part of the game state.
It means the half points that I lost on that, or that full points on that ship, because that ship hadn't taken any real damage at that point, suddenly changes how that ship flies.
Yeah, correct. So, in terms of burning down Malorus, you did turn in on him at 2 points, and both of those points, Andrew was able to get Malorus out of the completely death zone. What was the decision like to turn in on Malorus? Because you sort of committed a lot into Malorus, and he sort of slipped past you that one time, and then did it again the last turn.
I should have done. Well, I was never going to be able to stop him, other than because where I was positioned, there was no way I could stop him on the second escape route. So I knew Malorus was going out. So I purposely bumped white to say let him at least possibly bump yellow, because my main job was to bump yellow so I could kill yellow because he was on one hull. So I was looking at the last turn going, what can I get points on? I can get points on yellow if I get a bump. I probably don't get Malorus this turn because there's no way I can get him. So I sacrificed white shot. I K-turned obviously the other auto blaster, and I thought I'll just bring the other one in so that I can get a rear shot on Malorus, and I might get lucky. And I did get a couple of hits, and I got him down to one hull. And I knew if I K-turned the last ship, the other ship, I would get a bullseye on Malorus or a bullseye on one of the ties. And I knew that was just all I was trying to do was just work out how many points I could get, because I knew it was really tight. And in the end, it was a 4 dice auto blaster into the tie or a 3 dice auto blaster into Malorus. But I gambled for the 3 dice because if a crit comes up, he can't avoid it and he's dead. But it didn't happen.
So, Andrew... Sorry, go on.
Yep. I was going to say that last dice roll with the pink, his Spacer 5 there is... if he had gotten the crit, he wins the game on the spot, and nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, very true. So the Auto Blaster is a powerful tool, but I think we noticed at least the first 2 cartel spaces you took down were tractor beam cartel spaces. So was that the goal? Just try and take out the tractor beams?
Yeah, he wanted them out.
I think the tractor beam cartel spacers are the more dangerous ones, although the auto blasters can do the more damage. But the tractor beams with the obstacle choice of Akhter is even more dangerous because it reduces my shots. It can give me damage of itself, and it reduces my evade dice for the entire rest of the shots. So I did try and go for the tractors whenever I could.
I think it's a tough matchup. Well. Yeah, I think he has to go. I think it was the right choice personally. I think because I'm going first. I had at least 2 shots, possibly 3 shots. I can't remember. I think at least 2 two ties couldn't fight for 2 turns because they were on rocks, and I'm going first, so I get to move them before they shoot. That's quite big. And against his list, if I hit a tie with a tractor beam and I have an auto blaster shot after it, that ship is in serious trouble. It's either getting mangled or it's dead. So that the tractors are probably the ones you want to get. But from my point of view, it's swarm on swarm. You really, really need to get that upper hand in the first 2 or 3 turns. And I was losing too many points in the first 3 turns because I just couldn't get evade dice to come up, and it happens. So all I kept doing is just reposition and try and get a better shot. Reposition, get a better shot. So it turned out to be super super tight, super close.
Yeah, I think it was a really fantastic game, guys, and there was a lot of moving pieces. And a lot of decisions that you both needed to make, and it really did swing back and forth most of the game. But that is a victory to Andrew in the end. I think the points, Dave messaged in our chat here that the points ended up being a lot closer than we had it. So 115 to 113 going Malta's way. So that puts Australia and Malta at 2v2 right now.
2v2.
So, yeah,
and all the games. Literally every single one of them has gone down to the last dice roll. It's super stupid. It's super stupid. It's like you look at Ben Doyle's game yesterday. I literally had to go into the shops and buy new underpants. It was just so. It was such a tight, crazy game. Michael O'Connor has to roll 5 damage on a forward level on his last dice roll, and he gets a fuel leak with 2 crits to actually get the 5th damage, and somehow gets it.
Actually, your mic has gone a bit funny. I let you keep talking because it does sound quite funny, but you've gone a bit robotic. People in the chat saying RoboKhan and Agent Terex.
Agent Terex, yeah. So yeah, all the games have been super close. Literally, they have been knife-edge games, all 4 of them.
Yeah,
so it's like a crazy round.
We have. I know we have Tom playing right now. So when is the last couple games? Last 2 games?
I think it's actually Saturday evening. Saturday night, our time. I think.
Cool. All right. So thank you both to Akhter and Andrew for being on stream. It was a really great match, and I think it was the first time we've been able to get Akhter, an XTC game for Akhter on stream. So that's been really good. So big thank you to both of you guys. That was really great. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
And we will
Thanks, gentlemen.
We'll let you go.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for the game. Thanks for the game. It was super tight. What can you do? It was like I said to the boys, they said, what do you think? And I said, mate, anything can happen in this one. It will be dependent on variance. It will be dependent on, something will happen in the game either way, and it will, it'll be super close. I said, so don't count on a win, because I said it's just super crazy close.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Andrew.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. Good game. Well done. And,
Same to you.
Yeah,
Well
mate,
flown.
yeah, and we'll touch base soon. So, 2-2. Good luck.
Same.
Thanks, mate. Bye.
Bye.
So, big thank you to both of the players there. That was a really great match. We will be back again tomorrow. I think, if I can remember exactly when.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time, which works out to be nope, not that one. This one, 0800 UTC plus 0 time. So we will be streaming a game of Germany versus New Zealand. We will have Tom Harper and Jim Hook in the commentary box commentating that one. I'm not sure exactly of the players' names. Obviously, I will know that tomorrow when we set up the stream. So please join us again here in... I can't do maths. 14... No. 16 hours?
18 hours.
17
18
hours?
hours.
18 hours. I got there eventually. So, big thank you to the 2 players who came on stream today, and a big thank you to Suresh for joining me on this wonderful journey.
Always a pleasure, Cam.
Alrighty. Thank you, everyone. Please give us a follow. We will be streaming every XTC game we can get our hands on, and also some games from some more local players as well where we get the chance. But for now, we are signing off. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and good night or good afternoon.
Good morning, good night, or whatever. Okay, thanks, everyone. Goodbye.